All right, check 1 2, check 1 2. We are live. We are live. We are live. And I'm gonna do my normal checks here real quick to make sure that audio is good. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank you for those replay viewers who will be checking out the replay. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming in. Let me just hit that real quick. All right, we good. We good. We are good with the audio. All right. So today we're going to talk about the Dave Chappelle attack on stage. I want to say what's up to everybody on Facebook, and YouTube, and Twitch, and Twitter, and who else? And anywhere else you guys will be watching this video. Appreciate y'all for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Anybody who is checking me out from the Stereo app, thank you for coming in. We're going to get started here in just less than a minute, I would say. All right. I'm going to pull some. I get this video pulled up real quick. All right. Make sure this video file is up here so we can have that ready to go. Let me see and make sure I pick the right one because I have 3 videos. 2 of them are the same, and one of them is kind of an after incident. I hope I got the right one here because I was making sure ahead of time. Let me just see something real quick. I'll see in a minute, but I was just making sure ahead of time that I get the right videos so I don't cause too much of a delay. But yeah, we're going to talk about the Dave Chappelle attack from the standpoint of personal security. So if you guys want to start your own event, an in-person event, whether even if that's a wedding, if you're going to be one organizing a wedding event, or a comedy event, or a seminar, or a concert, whether it's small or big or medium size, you always want to consider security, even if you don't have a large budget. Hopefully I'll touch on that as well, because there could be some other alternatives you can do to make sure, you lessen certain things. I don't want to say that you can actually 100% stop anything, but you can put the percentages up real high, and as far as lessening situations from occurring. All right. And so with that being said, hold on here. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, what's good to all my protectors out there? What's up to the protection specialists? What's up to the combat specialists? What's good in the hood? This is My Vantage Point. I'm not going to play the normal Vantage Point intro because YouTube has been doing a lot of hating for some reason on my channel, although other channels that's similar to the content of this channel on YouTube and whoever else is watching from other places. It seems like YouTube kind of has a little hate, but other people, channels who are similar to mine, have the same similar content. They get to put a lot of gory stuff on theirs for some reason, and they don't get shadow banned or those type of things. So anyway, welcome everybody to My Vantage Point. So let's begin. All right. Man. All right. Apparently I had my mic turned off and I was doing a bunch of talking. Man. So I said some things that apparently everybody's missed because I had my mic turned off. But it is on now. I know for sure. Let me double check. Yeah, it's good. So with that being said, I'm gonna make it short because I'm not gonna draw it out again. This is My Vantage Point. All right, welcome all the protectors out there. What's good in the hood? What I'm gonna be talking about could help you guys out if you're gonna start any type of event, big, small, medium, or large. If you're gonna have some type of venue event, some type of event, comedy, seminar, a wedding event, any type of event similar to like what you've seen in the Dave Chappelle attack. We're going to talk about that Dave Chappelle attack from the standpoint of personal security. Going to try to keep the extra comments out of it. That's for another channel of mine, on one of my podcast channels, where I might throw some extras on it, but we're going to try to keep it relevant to the channel's content in relation to personal security for those who want to learn. I want to say what's up to everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn. I forgot to mention them as well. Thank you for everybody who came over here from the Stereo app that might have heard my live audio to come on over to the channel to click that link. And some of you might have done that. Appreciate y'all for coming over. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing to hit that thumbs up and make a comment or something like that. Ask a question or make a comment. Doesn't matter, good, bad, or indifferent. All right. And we're going to get started with this Dave Chappelle attack here. I want to make sure I got the correct video. All right. So again, appreciate y'all. And let's just get started. All right. I'm not going to hold anybody today. Be sure to go to surviveandprotectonline.com. Surviveandprotectonline.com. Incidentally, real quick, I also am putting together a My Vantage Point membership, which will be similar to what I'm doing today, but it's going to be much more material. And what I'm going to be doing is exactly what I'm doing today in this live stream or this replay for those who are watching the replay. And shout out to the replay viewers as well. Shout out to all the subscribers on YouTube. I think I got about 201 on YouTube. I think I got about over 1,200 on one of my Facebook pages, I think. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Twitter subscribers, viewers. Shout out to Twitch viewers, LinkedIn viewers. Thanks for coming in, checking it out. And yeah, I'm going to be having a My Vantage Point membership. It's going to be $5 a month. And what I'm going to be doing is similar to what I'm going to be doing today, where I'm going to be talking about different incidents, real stuff that happened. I'm going to be showing you the real videos and then giving my vantage point on how to protect yourself. All right. For those who are interested in wanting to learn how to protect themselves in the real world, you're going to get a lot of tips from that. All right. So just be checking out the in the description area for the links, and you can click on them directly. Also, if you go to surviveandprotectonline.com, the website on the bottom of the screen, you will also, when you go there, that membership will eventually be available on there as well. All right. So a couple of ways for you to access that information. All right. Yeah. So yeah, you want to learn some stuff about your personal safety for yourself or your family, check out the membership. All right. My Vantage Point membership is coming. I say within a week or so or less. All right. I'm going to be putting some material, a few more pieces of video up before I actually make it available for the public. And then I'm going to continue adding new videos to it for you guys to always be able to come back. $5 a month. And it'll be well worth it. You will definitely be learning a lot of stuff on how to protect yourself out here in these streets. All types of scenarios. It's going to be real video footage, okay? Now, let's get started. Let me make sure here that this video is
behind me on the D.
Okay. What's going on here? It's always an issue for some reason. When you want to keep it real with the folks, they always find a way to mess with your stuff live here. All right, let me try to find another video. Like I said, I have a couple of them. And I was playing around with this stuff a few days ago so I can know what might happen and what may not happen. It's funny how this thing pops up now. It's really funny. All right, let me try this one. Let's see what happens with this one. It's really weird. There we go.
Behind.
There we go. All right, yeah, there we go. So what we're going to do is watch this in its entirety. All right. Excuse me. We're going to watch this in the entirety of the video here. And by the way, this is fair use for educational purposes, YouTube. Fair use for educational purposes and commentary in the sense of commentary from a personal security standpoint. All right. So let's watch this in its entirety and then we'll come back and start breaking it down. Let's go.
Behind me on the DJ table is one of the most prolific producers that hip hop has ever presented, the mighty Mad Lib. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip hop history. I am going to kill that. Wait, I gotta see this. Thank God that was clumsy. He's back there getting stomped. Where did that come from? Thank you, son. It was a trans man.
All right, so you've seen what took place. Now we're going to play it again and kind of break things down. So for those who want to start their own events, man, take some tips from this. Again, I'll be doing a My Vantage Point membership where I'll be doing similar things like this in case you want to learn other things. It just won't be events, but it can be different attacks and stuff like that. So everybody will benefit from it depending on what it is you want to learn. So let's look at this video again. I'm going to be doing a lot of starting and stopping in between and talking. Okay, let's go.
Behind me on the DJ table is one of the most prolific.
All right, let's stop right there. If you guys look on the left, you're going to see some guys kind of talking and chattering. I'm gonna play it again and then probably do it a few times so those can really see it. If you look on the left side, there's several gentlemen, looks like, kind of talking, interacting with each other. Now, if this is any type of security, whether it's Dave's personal security, because you want to look at things from the perspective of there's going to be or should be two types of security, and they should coordinate with each other at some point or all the way through. There should be Dave Chappelle's own security, whoever that might be. I'll just say that for now. I might say something later. But Dave Chappelle's security and the events security, the people who own the building or whatever, something to that effect, they should have security on deck for like the crowd. And now if you look on the left side, you see these guys are talking, and it appears that the very one who's maybe like, when you look at all the guys that's kind of bunched up over there, the one who will be considered the closest, even though they're all far away from Dave, the one who's the closest appears to kind of look in Dave's direction for a second or two, but then goes back and looks like he's talking to this other guy. Now, if this is his security or any type of security, whether his personal or the venue security, they shouldn't be doing all that chattering. Their job is to pay attention to what's going on, or it should be. So keep that in mind when you think about hiring folks. Their job shouldn't be to be chit-chatting with each other like that. They could be having radios, and if they doing any chit-chatting, they should be communicating by radio with each other. If security is kind of scattered around, they can communicate with each other by radio, but always keeping an eye on what's going on stage. And it doesn't appear that that's what's going on. So just take a look at that. Let me go back a little bit.
Me on the DJ table is one of the most prolific producers that hip hop has ever presented, the mighty Mad Lib.
You see, even looks like they're getting further away from Dave. They're already far away as it is. And I understand that because you want to see the person performing on stage, right? And so, yeah, you don't want to have the guys right up on them. But at the same time, and I'm going to say, I see something already, something else I can point out, but I'm going to hold off on that for a second. But it looks like everybody's kind of talking among themselves, because they're being laxed. When you're doing security for somebody, you just can't be lax, man. Your job just has to be security. I know folks might want to get, have that the groupie mentality, even if you're security, and you might want to kind of kick it and chit chat with your boys or whatever, and it might not be his security at all. I'm just speculating at this point. It could be, it might not be, it might just be friends or whatever. But if this was his security, or if this is the venue's part of the venue security, it could be a mixture. Some of his security personnel and the venue security might be all standing up there at the same time. And if that is, they shouldn't really be chit-chatting like that and just kind of passing time. Their job is supposed to be keep eyes on Dave, make sure nothing pops off, make sure nobody comes on stage. All right. So let me go back again and play that. Again, watch everybody to the left. And when the guy comes up to attack Dave, I'll stop and we'll discuss it a little bit more there.
The DJ table is one of the most prolific producers that hip hop has ever presented, the mighty Mad Lib. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip hop history.
Now you see that? They always doing all that chilling and hanging out. It gave that guy so much time to get on stage and tackle Dave. And now you see the first guy, I think that was the first guy I was referring to, who was, out of all of them, the closest to Dave, per se. He kind of caught that, what happened and started to run over there. All right. But as you see, it's too late by then. Now, put that back a little bit. Now, suppose dude had a weapon ready to go. I'll say this. I guess this is good to mention for this particular video. I don't have to save it for my other channel. He apparently had a replica gun, which could mean it was a fake gun, but it looked real. And a real knife, if I understand it correctly, was attached to that fake gun. Now, suppose he got up there, and as he was running, he could have done a few things. He could have tackled Dave and then pulled out the knife and started stabbing him up. Or as he got up on stage and started running to him, he could pull that stuff out and have it out and ready as he was tackling Dave and tackle him at the same time, jabbing the knife in him. All right, you see how bad that could have really went. And luckily, thankfully, that didn't happen to him. But just thinking about it from that perspective, look how it could have really went down, right? Knowing those pieces of information, look how it could have really went down. And as I said, as you see here, he already got on stage, and all the guys on the left of the screen is all bunched up over there. Look at the space in between Dave and the dude standing on the left and the guy in the middle that's getting ready to attack him. Look at all that time he had to get Dave. All right. And I'm gonna discuss that in a minute too. All right. And again, this is for you ladies and gentlemen who you don't have to be high level celebrities or whatever. You can just be doing a regular event. And these are things you might want to take into consideration. And it might not be somebody high level that you're doing a function for, or it could be you might be able to get somebody a little bit known, and you want to, and it doesn't matter, shouldn't matter who it is, but you could be getting somebody that's known and you want to consider the security for them, right? Or they might even ask you, who knows? And you have to come up with, explain to them, what you have, or even beforehand, as you're getting things together, explain to them what's going to go down, how you got it set up. But look at that space in between, right?
For hip hop history.
Boom. All right. Then the guy slipped. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. All right. Now, I'll go ahead and say it because it's on my mind now before I might miss it and not say it later on. Let's look at some alternatives to where these guys could have been positioned at. All right. Let's look at some alternatives. If there's the security or his buddies or whatever, but let's say assume that that's his security. That's a combination of the venue security and Dave's security, right? A better place, in my opinion, would be, you see where the black is, where see where Dave is standing at, and you have, like, I guess you could call it like curtains, the black, and then right in the center of that, I think it's where the DJ booth is, right behind Dave. I would say you should have some guys standing right there on both sides. See where the curtains at the end of that black, I'm saying it's black, it looks black to me on the screen. Where the curtains are, I would say at least have a couple of people, maybe one on each side, at least posted up there. Two guys posted up, one on each side. And then you can have some guys on the side, on both sides of the stage, a little bit on the left where you see all the guys bunched up at. You can have a few standing on that side, and then on the other end, the other side of the stage, have a few guys on that side of the stage. So, excuse me. So you have the situation where if somebody comes up, like if dude comes up here, right?
Gentlemen, make some noise for hip hop.
Right there, at least the guys would be a little bit closer, right? And then, as you seen when he tackled Dave and then he took off running, he'll end up running right into them dudes if they posted up right there on each side of the curtain, right? So that's something to think about. Okay. So I'll play it out. Let's say, yeah.
History.
Tackles him. I think Dave tried to grab his head. He got away. It could have been dudes on both sides of those curtains right there already. If they couldn't already get to him when he was tackling Dave, but dude started to take off running, they're right there to get him, snatch him, grab him right up. So that's, in my opinion, something that they could have done different, or even in the future, do something different right there. Okay. Let's go back here. What I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna pull up. It's gonna be involving this guy jumping up.
Hip hop has ever presented, the mighty Mad Lib. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip hop.
All right. So he got on stage, right? Now I'm going to pull up a picture real quick. Let me get this out the screen for a moment and we'll come back to that video. I'm going to pull something up here. Maybe I should set the stage and pull up this picture real quick and then pull up the second picture. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I'm going to pull the picture up right now. Apparently, when that show went down, if the article is correct there, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Elon Musk, and probably a few others were also in the front of the stage, apparently, according to this article. They were all watching the show. And they were all apparently sitting up front in the front row. Okay. And so with that being said, I'm going to pull up this other picture. Just keep that in mind for a sec, what I just said. According to this article, I think it's a page 6 article. All right. It says Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Elon Musk were in front row during Dave Chappelle attack. May 5th. They got 3:09 p.m. I don't know when this show started. That's another thing. I could talk about that, about something else on another channel. But let's just look at it from that standpoint. They were all sitting in the front row. This guy comes up from the front row. Who's to say he could have turned around and got at Beyonce or Jay or Elon, change his direction, right? Now here's the next picture. There you see Elon Musk. It looks like Elon Musk. I don't know who the dude is with the hoodie on and sunglasses. It looks to be Diddy right there. And then you look further down, you look on this picture, you see somebody kind of, the picture might be skewed, or, is that the dude? Is that the attacker? We don't know. Or is that just somebody getting ready to take a seat? You know how sometimes you take a picture of somebody and the camera, and they're moving, and the camera just takes the picture of that person kind of funny. It looks like they kind of wavy and not in focus. It could have just been another celebrity, getting ready to get a seat. Who knows? But and I don't know if this is exactly where the attacker came out from. I don't know if this could be the attacker right there. Don't know. But that's real interesting. That's the front row, right? They said Elon Musk. I don't see Beyonce. They could have been lined up further down in the front row. So there might be a lot of celebrities all the way down both ends in the front row. And maybe some of their security was with them. The guy who you see next to Elon Musk, I don't know if he's a security person for Diddy or just personal friend or something like that. It could be his personal security, or maybe not. If it's his personal security, that's where I would say, as far as the celebrities go, their security should be that close around them. All right. Especially when you're getting information. And that's a whole nother thing when you talk about threat assessments, assessing threats, possible threats that can happen or present a threat to the people you protecting, right? So that's another thing. Maybe I'll discuss that in a little bit. But let's just look at this from the standpoint of everybody's in the front row. You don't know which part of the front row dude came from, right? And that poses as you've seen with the video, that posed a security risk because dude was able to simply get up on stage, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip hop history.
All right. So he was able to get up there, climb up somehow, and attack. Now let's go back to the picture, second picture I posted. All right. All right, boom. Hopefully that pulled up. I think it does. Oh, that's good. I don't even have to remove the video. There we go. Okay. So, an alternative, another option, another idea, another solution to prevent somebody from coming up stage is they could have had. I'm gonna be kind of flipping back and forth between this picture and the video freeze. Um, they could have had security lined up all against the stage, right? Lined up. So if somebody would try to come on stage, you got security right there, like to grab whoever, right? And if they couldn't afford, if the venue couldn't afford the right amount of people that to cover the whole entire front row to stand up right in front, or to even sit down so that others who are watching the show can at least see better, but they're all positioned in front of that stage, they could at least position enough security personnel at the center of the stage where Dave would be at. All right. And hopefully Dave wouldn't go too far off to the left of the stage or too far off to the right of the stage. So they could have had set some people up in front of the stage to stand there or sit in chairs. Now I'm gonna bring that up because I'm gonna bring up the Nation of Islam's Fruit of Islam, their security. I've seen their security do exactly what I'm talking about. And we're gonna get past, I'm not talking about them in the sense of for anybody to talk about whether they hate Nation of Islam or this and that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about specifically security practices. I've seen the Fruit of Islam, which is Nation of Islam's security force, if you will. They would line up in front of a stage. And I've seen them at events where they would be sitting down in a chair in front of it, but there'll be a bunch of them sitting down in a line, lined up all in front of the stage. So if somebody were to run up, all of them can jump up out of their seat, or if they're standing, they can grab whoever's coming. So that's an option for you guys who are thinking about hiring security if you have the funds to do so. All right. So that's an option, and that's an option they should have done here with Dave. I know people have the money on this type of event, so they could have had security lined up in front of the stage. They could have had them sitting down in chairs, and that way, so people who are watching in the front or whatever, the first few rows, they can at least see Dave. Maybe some of them might not be able to see. I doubt it, but let's just say they can be in chairs or standing. Doesn't matter, right? That would have prevented this dude from getting on stage. All right, so that's one point. One of the points. The other point I made, I said earlier, is have a couple of security personnel right there where those curtains were at. Like, so when the dude started running, right, tackles Dave.
Street.
All right. Now he's gonna get up and take off running. By then, you see the dudes already was starting to get to him, but they slipped because I think Dave had a cup in his hand, and if it was some type of liquid, that's probably why they slipped, because his cup got spilled. Whatever fluids was in the cup, the guy started running. They slip on the stuff, but the dude takes off running, as you'll see here in a sec. Now you see right there, right? Where he ran to right there, security could have been already right there to grab him, snatch him up. And if you went the other direction, another security personnel would have been right there to snatch him up. So those would have been better positioned for security to be at. All right. So that's another point in security. Maybe another point of security could be that maybe they had somebody should tell, even if it's his own personal security, say, "Yo, Dave, how about I know you want to carry a drink or something with you or hold it while you're on stage. How about you?" And I seen some bottle, looked like it could have been bottles of water right near the DJ booth. They could have told him, "Well, how about you have a few bottles of water positioned on the side over there whenever you feel like you get ready to, pick up a bottle and drink," as opposed to having that in his hand, because you seen him, a couple of those guys slipped when they was trying to get him. And that's probably, I'm assuming, I would say is a good assumption that when Dave's cup got knocked over, whatever liquids he had in it spilled on the floor, and these guys were trying to chase the dude. They slip on the floor. So maybe they want to convince Dave to have some bottles of water or something on the side and pick it up when you might need it at the time. All right. And then they do it in silent real quick. So I'm going to stop that again. So some options, like I said, have some people lined up right there in front of the stage. So that won't happen. Nobody's going to just be able to roll up on them like that. Have some people a little bit closer around Dave, like where those curtains were at on each end. Could just put two, one on one side, one on the other. Maybe even have a dude standing right there not standing, or could just be sitting in a chair at the DJ booth. All right. Maybe he could pretend to be like helping the DJ, and everybody else might assume that, oh, he must be part of the sound or whatever. He's going to sit there. Even might have one person there. So you got one person sitting, because you kind of see a little bit better in this shot here. You see the guy behind Dave, looks like a little DJ booth area. Have a security sitting in a chair right there. On each end of those curtains, have another security, two securities, one on each side. Then have some on the side of this, on both sides of the stage, so you have that kind of covered. So in case something like this happens, guy's gonna try to run somewhere. You got the dude right there at the DJ booth, can snatch him right up, tackle him up right then and there. And the other two at the curtains can come in and help him right away. And then everybody else can start coming and swarming in. That's if somebody was able to get past the security lined up at the stage. If the dude was still able to get past them, then you got your other backups right there. All right. So those are some options. Okay. And as far as the picture goes, just kind of veering off of Dave a little bit. If these celebrities, I'm sure, if not some, all of them have, I'm sure Elon has personal security. But if they all do, they definitely need to have their security seriously close by. And I was I think understood by the by one article I read that when the dude went on stage, I think Beyonce and Jay's security ushered them definitely back to a secure point. But that's right with your picture you're looking at is posted. I see somebody else just came in live to watch. Appreciate you for coming in. This is the front of the stage, and according to the article, they said Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Elon Musk were in front during Dave Chappelle attack. But in this picture, I see Elon and I see Diddy, and maybe Jay and Beyonce might have been further down in the front row. And I don't know at what point you see this one blurry picture. I don't know if that's the actual dude or just somebody get ready to sit down, or it could be security that's getting Jay and Beyonce, I don't know, to get them out of there after the event. But it doesn't seem like it was happening at that point because everybody looks kind of chilled in this picture. So don't know, just kind of speculation per se, but just kind of throwing out different options and ideas. But yeah, if that was them, Elon, Diddy, so on and so forth down the line there, I can't tell further down who these other people, because they're further out in the shot. But yeah, they need to have their security personnel really close. Like I said, this dude is next to Elon, in between Elon and Diddy. I don't know if he's Diddy security or just one of his friends, or some personnel there's. But if it's security, that's where you probably want the security to be sitting there, like right next to him, or at least at the very next level, right behind him. But probably preferably close to him, because if somebody were to run up on them, you're going to have to jump over something and then jump over your client to get to the person. So probably best to be right next to him. And I don't know where Elon's security was at, but I know he had to have some security. And I seen a video. I'll save that for my podcast channel. We're gonna kind of keep it on the security standpoint. All right. So I don't think it's too much anything else to say as far as security goes. I'm just going to play this back and kind of run down real quick again the different points. Like I said, started off all these guys over here. We don't know if that's the venue's security or Dave's personal security or a combination of Dave's security and the venue's security. I'm sure some of them are comedians, friends, because when you look at another video, you can kind of get an idea a little bit of who was who. And so just hypothetically, let's assume that's security. I'm pretty sure it wasn't all security or security at all. But let's just say it was. Look at where all of them are at compared as far as the distance is concerned. And then look at what they're doing. They're just kind of chit-chatting. And if you're doing security for somebody, you don't be paying, chit-chatting amongst each other. You want to be, I'm going to play this here in a second. And I'm going to turn the volume down on this one. Sometimes it's good to watch something with the volume off because it gives you another type of perspective. I do that a lot. I'll watch something with the audio and then I'll turn the audio off and watch it again. And sometimes peep out the body language. Sometimes body language will speak louder than the actual sounds you hear. But look at what all of them are doing at the left side of the stage with the volume turned down. Look at that. Are they paying attention to Dave? Look at that. Look what's going on. He already attacks Dave before the first guy even starts to come out. Boom. And then it goes, oh, wait a minute. What's going on? And then everybody kind of follows suit. All right. Let's play that back a few more times. Let me go back a little bit further here. Just look at what they're doing, not paying attention. It appears like if that's his security, they sure ain't paying enough attention. And this looks like, hold on, let me see if they're seeing something. Look at the middle of the DJ booth right behind Dave. It looks like a guy was putting down some bottles of water or something like that. You see that over there? Right? That's where I said they could have put another security person just chilling right there. His job is just to be right there sitting while everybody else needs to handle the water and whatever else they're doing. Boom, right? And then even look, the first guy who starts to come out, he's kind of seems to be a little hesitant. Just a little bit. Like a little bit of shock set in first, and then he's like, oh, well, let me go on in. He had it's real subtle. It looked like he had a little stutter step, hesitation step. Like, yo, what's up with this? And then, oh, I need to really go over there for real. Right? And everybody else. And they slip. But like I said, if you have somebody where the DJ booth, you kind of see the guy was putting water down right behind Dave. They had somebody right there. Dude could have came out right and got right on him. Then as he was running, if they didn't catch him, then you would have had the dudes right there at that curtain, already waiting on him to come in. So positioning is important. Where you have people positioned, you definitely they need to change up for the next time, Dave. Wherever stage he goes on, they need to have somebody closer. And I understand sometimes they are filming and they want to have for the purposes of, having maybe to put it on a Netflix show or DVD. Not that people watch DVDs, but they want to have it for a show, and maybe you don't want to show all these extra people that don't need to be in it. They have ways to edit. They got the money. They can edit stuff out and put things, make it look like nobody was standing there. They can do that. Or they can just, like I said, what's the word I'm looking for? It was on the tip of my tongue, but have somebody positioned in such a way, inconspicuous, I think is the word I'm looking for, in an inconspicuous manner. Just have them security position to where the cameras might not pick them up too tough, right? Like I said, you got the DJ booth. I would put one person there. This is what I would have done. And let's just say Dave would have hired me for an assessment. And I would say, okay, show me how the stage is going to look the night that Dave is going to actually be on stage. And then they'll have it. And so they'll call me and have me come there after it's all set up. They'll say, okay, hey, here's what's going to look like. The DJ booth is going to be here. Dave's going to be standing here. He'll probably walk back and forth. We're going to have a curtain here. So that way it can kind of shadow or whatever the DJ booth. I'll say, okay, in the stage, I say, you got some security that can line up on that stage. Not on the stage, but right there in front. You might want to put some people there in case somebody decides to run up on that stage. All right. I'm going to talk about an alternative to that for those who might not have expenses to hire a bunch of people. But I would say, put some people on the stage right there. Have at least one guy over here by the DJ booth just sitting in a chair. He just sits there. He can kind of sit out of camera shot per se, but be positioned to where he can see what's going on. Maybe another one on the other side because you don't know what direction somebody's going to attack. But if just one, cool. And on the curtain, you're going to have one person on one side of the curtain and another security personnel on the other side. So at least if you just got that one person at the DJ booth and he can't see because the booth is covering his view on what would be the security's left hand side, you still have the guy standing at the curtain who can see on that side. So security lined up in front, security at the DJ booth, a security person on one side of the curtain, or other side of the curtain. Then on the left where you see all those guys hanging out at, have some security standing there. And on the other side of the stage, similar, have some guys standing on that side of the stage. That way you have kind of all directions covered. If somebody comes to try to get Dave, you already have security standing in front of the stage already ready to grab him up. So that would have covered him even trying to make it to the stage. Now let's talk about an alternative right quick. You can also fix the environment in such a way to where, or you can improvise some things as well, that if you don't have money to hire all those security to stand in front of the stage, you can set up ropes or barriers and make sure the barriers are so heavy that it's not able to be picked up by somebody and used as a weapon. So you can set up barriers that might be a little bit cheaper, but make sure they're heavy enough to where, man, it has to take 10 people before you can just to pick up one barrier. And you can line that up in front of the stage. So at least the person that's trying to get to them, they got to climb over that barrier first and then try to get to the stage. But by then, let's just look at it from that standpoint real quick. All right. Let's just say you can't afford human people to do the security, to line up in front of that stage. And maybe you have it better to put up some barriers. It could be rope, real tight rope, and make sure you at least three rows, 3, 1, 2, and 3 lines of rope going across and at a little bit of cause and have a little distance from the stage. So anybody that has to come to attack them, they got to go through that rope, climb it or go under it or go through it. So they got to do some actions before they can get to even climb on the stage. You can line up some rope like that, paracord or something, all the way from one end to the other end. If you don't have the finances, that's just an idea, improvised option. All right, do that. Or you could have some heavy barricades kind of lined up. So if somebody would come, he had to climb over that first. Maybe Dave would be able to see him, get a little chance to see him better. Or at the very least, if Dave is not focused on that because he's trying to do comedy, shouldn't be focused on his security. He needs to be dealing with his comedy skits. At least the security personnel would see this going down. Like, wait a minute, that's abnormal. Somebody's trying to climb over the barrier. And they can just pop out. Like I said, the one at the DJ booth could run right there. The other two's going to see him like, yo, we ready for him. And snatch him up as he's getting on there, or they jump down on him before he gets to really get up on stage. Right? So that's an option. That's another option. And so, yeah, that's my assessments on this particular attack event. And maybe this is something you guys can apply to your own venues. All right. There's no need for me to, I guess, draw out anything else. That other stuff is kind of extra. Him in the back and all that. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Make sure I don't miss anything. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, that's about where that DJ booth is. Yeah, there we go. I know you guys knew what I was talking about, but that's the little DJ area, whatever, podium, post. You could have a security personnel sitting right there on either side. And again, like I said, that's right behind that security person at the curtains, have them posted up right there. So you got people a little bit closer to them. So at the very least, they can either run up and move Dave out the way or run up and attack the attacker. All right. So, yeah, that'd have been a better alternative. So if this gets to Dave Chappelle, man, hire me, homie. Hire me to do your next security assessment. All right. And so, yeah, let me see what else we got here. Let me just, if there's anything else I can point out. Yeah, they're probably stomping them out right there at different points. So there's really nothing else because they done caught him at that point. Yeah. So it's just really positioning your security. Like I said, like I mentioned, this DJ booth area, have somebody there, have somebody at the curtains. I'm just repeating myself a little bit. Sorry about that. But I really want to bring these points home to help people who are watching this and who will be watching this. And maybe they'll get back to Dave and, yo, Dave, you can hire me to do your next security assessment. All right. And we'll do a walkthrough of what's going to, what everything looks like and what you can maybe hire some people to do here. And by the way, if any of you guys want to get in touch with me as well, go to survive and protect online at gmail.com. Survive and protect online at gmail.com to get in contact with me. Let me put that on the screen real quick. All right. Let me type that up real quick here. All right. There is another email address with the pretty much the same thing, but I hadn't set it up yet, so I'll just leave it like this for now. All right. So survive and protect online at gmail.com. If you want to get in touch with me and get a security assessment, whether you're going to be doing an event, we can even do it mobily, by video. If we don't live in the same vicinities, I can do it over Zoom or or StreamYard. We can do our assessment if you want to do that. If you want your own personal security assessment for yourself, your family, your home, you can holler at me as well at that email address, and we definitely can work something out. Again, if this gets to Dave, whoever passes is on to Dave, you can holler at me too, Dave Chappelle, and fly me out to your next event, and I can do a walkthrough with your next security crew, and put our heads together on how we're going to make sure nobody's going to roll up on you the next time, or any celebrities. If this ever gets back to anybody, it doesn't have to be celebrities. This could be the regular folks as well. All right. For sure. And let me look at this video one more, not playing it, but let me just kind of stream through it, however you want to call it. Flip through it just and see if there's any other points to be made. I think there are no points else to be made. Like I said, if that's his security on the left, they should have been really paying attention and not out there talking. But my guess is that's other either comedians, friends of comedians, other celebrities, and not security personnel. And there's a lot for other stuff for me to say that I'm not going to say here. I'm going to save it for my podcast show. Some other kind of commentary and points to bring up I'm just going to leave it at this. This is just the learning. Again, I appreciate y'all, man, for checking me out. I don't want to drag this out. Sometimes I feel like I be dragging stuff out. I don't want y'all to feel like that. I want to get straight to the point, and for you guys to learn something, and then you can take that to your own practice. Look at the pictures again. I think I discussed everything there. Yeah, so be sure to check the description here of this video and other videos I'll be adding to it, and future videos I'll be going live with um, for the My Vantage Point membership, where I'll be doing similar things like this, but it'll be different scenarios. All right, where you can learn a lot of stuff. It will be $5 a month, and keep paying attention. Or, like I said, go to surviveandprotectonline.com and check for it there as well. I'll be having it up pretty soon, probably sooner than you think. So you guys can learn how to protect yourself out here in the real world. We're not talking about being in the dojo and the karate schools, and no shade on them. I've done that thing one time in my life too. I've been to the taekwondos, the aikidos, and shotokans, and so on and so forth. But I'm gonna leave the opinions about all that for another day. All right. I'm more interested in teaching you guys, and continuously learning myself, and continuously teaching you guys about real world protection, having to deal with attacks in the real day-to-day life, whether you're going to work, coming from work, doing an event, sponsoring an event, and you need some security tips, stuff like that. All right. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for everybody coming in. Thank you for the replay viewers who'll be checking out this video. Thank you for anybody who came over here from stereo. Might have heard my audio from stereo to come over and check out me live or by replay. I appreciate y'all for coming over as well. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button for me. That makes the algorithm say, look, this is the channel people need to be checking out when you do that, because YouTube is shadow banning certain people's channels, and they're being selective on who they're choosing to ban and shadow ban, and take their videos and put them as copyrights and all this other nonsense. And like I said, this is a fair use video. This is for fair use under the Fair Use Act, because I'm giving commentary and I'm talking educational about this particular incident. So hopefully saying that won't cause an issue with this video being removed. This is really helping people. I know a lot of people do appreciate learning stuff like this, and so don't remove it, taking away these people's education. All right, YouTube. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Thanks again. Be sure to be checking me out next month. And I might be doing other things sooner then, but scheduled for next month, I'm going to be talking about if are you being followed, or what to do. I'm going to talk to you about a couple of real incidents that happened with me. They didn't turn out to be bad, but things could have went left. But I'm going to tell you some things I did to be able to tell whether or not somebody is following you on foot. All right. So be sure to check that out. That's next month. You should be able to check on the channel and see the schedule for that. Then I think after that or before that, can't remember which order, I'm going to be talking about direct threats and indirect threats in regards to threat assessments. You should always do a threat assessment in your life, regardless of what you're doing, what's your lifestyle or whatever. All right. You'll be doing threat assessments. I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about mindset when it comes to protecting yourself. I'm going to get kind of deep with that. Some things that people might not have thought about to think about. All right. So be checking that out. I don't have the other pictures up here, but I'm also going to be doing I forgot what I called it, but I'm going to show you some different exercises, not like physical, like squats exercises. As far as personal protection goes, some things you can do to prepare yourself to attack somebody. Some little easy to do exercises that you can do whenever you're out and about. So be checking that out. That's coming down the line there. And again, subscribe to this channel. Tell other people about this channel. Share this video out to others. Get it to Dave Chappelle, man. See if you can share it out so much that Dave Chappelle gets a hold of it. All right. Appreciate y'all again, man. Most definitely. And with that being said, ladies and gents, this ends this episode of My Vantage Point. Again, join the membership, the My Vantage Point membership. All right. You're going to learn a lot more. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. I'm just kind of dragging things out. Appreciate y'all for coming in. Okay. And we are out of here. Peace. Sit down and brainstorm potential things that can happen. All right, potential situations that can occur. I'm giving you a list here of possible things that can happen. You got fires, you have flash floods, home invasions, hailstorms, hurricanes. A pipe might burst in your house because it's real cold in the winter at that time. It might burst in the summer. All right, just never know. Tornadoes, blizzards, snow, mudslides, earthquakes, etc. All right. To prepare yourself for potential emergencies, take the free course, Simple Emergency Planning in 4 Easy Steps. Did I mention free? The link is in the description. Safe House is a location other than your primary residence that you can go to whenever you need assistance or protection from any possible criminal or violent encounters. The first thing you want to start off with, though, is look for your fire departments, your police departments, your EMS stations. Look for that first, and then look for your 24-hour locations. You're going to want to look at gas stations, gyms that are open up for 24 hours. You want to look at hotels, stores like Walmart, things of that nature. That way, if something happens, an emergency occurs, you already know where they at. Go right to them. If you want to learn more on how to protect yourself, get the course, How to Be Your Own VIP Protection Specialist. The link is in the description.